Welcome back. As you know, I'm Eli the Computer Guy here for the Daily Blog, where I shake my brain nipples every day to get some of that dirty, dirty YouTube money so I can afford to provide you folks hands-on, in-person technology education that empowers you to do whatever the hell it is you want to do in Durham, North Carolina. Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com. We're doing a class on AI and SQL tonight. We're doing a class on AI and web scraping in a couple of weeks. Going there, literally driving 3.5 hours to do the class. Very exciting stuff. If you're interested, take a look at the schedule at silicondojo.com. Do remember, free to the end user is not free, and printing out that whole pile of workbooks sure as hell ain't either. If you want to support what I'm doing, there is a donor box link down in the description. It would be ever so lovely if you throw a couple of dollars in there. So anyways, the Nexperia debacle continues. The Nexperia debacle continues. Christ. So if you haven't followed along, stupid, 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 dumbass, stupid, dumbass, arrogant, dumbass, stupid, arrogant, stupid, dumbass. I think that catches you up. I think that catches you up to where we currently are. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to keep up with this current stupidity. So anyways, Nexperia is a European company, or the headquarters is in Europe. It got seized by Netherlands for national security purposes. The issue is their headquarters and wafers are produced in Europe, but the actual packaging is done in China. So the Chinese government basically put export restrictions to say that the packaging component of the company could no longer send the finished products back to Europe. And now we have auto companies all around the world that are running into major issues. There's a Honda factory in Mexico that is already shut down. Alabama car manufacturers are slowing down their production. European companies are slowing down their productions. There's a whole bunch of idiocy going on, and it is the dumpster fire that has no end. It is fascinating. Like every day, it's almost like a drama. It's like a telenovela. Like, oh, today I have to understand what's going on with Nexperia. It really is that type of thing. Every single day there's something new. So the latest thing is basically, so the European part of Nexperia is refusing to send wafers to the Chinese part. The Chinese part, last video I did, said they are now literally finding new suppliers for the wafers themselves. So that sounds pretty good. The issue is, and this is where this could turn into a complete and utter shit show. It's one of the things I've talked about before is the whole quality control issue. Like with Europe, right? If they don't want products to be packaged in China, or if they want to find different vendors for these particular types of chips, the thing is they're going into cars, right? These chips go into vehicles. So not only do they have to be good, they have to be good enough from a product standpoint, but many of them actually have to be qualified and certified, right? So they're allowed to go into vehicles. And we know whenever we deal with the government, that's going to take a length of time regardless. However long it takes to rejigger the workflow and the supply chain and all that, then you're going to have the government thing on top of it. Well, apparently the same thing is true with the wafers, right? So if the Chinese packaging company, component factory, is able to get wafers from other companies, here's a problem. I mean, they're going to get wafers. They're going to get wafers. But what are the quality of those wafers going to be? Every car company in the world is desperate to get their hands on these Nexperia chips. And basically now Nexperia China is coming out and saying, look, we will start sending chips. We will not be held accountable for the quality of those chips. Oh, you didn't think it would get this stupid. It's gonna get this stupid. So we have all these auto manufacturers that are desperate. They need to get their hands on these chips just to be able to produce vehicles. And now all of a sudden Nexperia is like, we can't guarantee the quality of these things. Which basically means, the companies are gonna buy the pieces of shit, install the pieces of shit, and then when your car breaks down, they're gonna be like, oh, that's not a warranty issue. Oh, no. Anyways, yeah, this is, oh, Jesus. Can we find a new timeline? Anybody out there got a good timeline? I'll trade you houses. Anyways, Nexperia, exclusive. Nexperia unsure if and when China unit will send chips, letter to customer says. But that's not the worst part. All right, so again, they're trying to get the chips sent. But whatever. Nexperia cannot say when deliveries of chips from its site in Dongguan, China, will resume or, and this is the important one, or vouch for their quality. According to a letter to customers facing supply crunches due to a fight for control over the Dutch semiconductor group, car makers and their suppliers hope for relief after U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping met last week with the White House, signaling that Beijing could ease export restrictions. However, the rift appeared to deepen on Tuesday when China accused the Netherlands of not cooperating with Beijing on the matter. Quote, "We are in the process of further clarifying the scope and implications of the China action regarding Nexperia's facilities and some contractors in China as soon as possible," according to the letter from Nexperia, which was dated November 3rd. Nexperia said until it regained, quote, "oversight over the supply chain at its Dongguan site, it could not, quote, oversee if and when products from there could be delivered." Nexperia said the letter, which was not previously reported, should be understood as a formal force majeure notification in addition to a previous force majeure notification dated October 22nd. Nexperia also said it could not guarantee the quality and authenticity of chips delivered from Dongguan site with a week code of 42 and after, referring to the calendar week starting on October 13th. So yeah, not being able to get the chips. See, that's a hard failure, right? In the technology world, one of the things we look for is hard failures. Hard failures is when shit breaks and you know the shit breaks, right? You hit the power button and nothing happens. That's a hard failure, right? It's broken. The problem you run into in the technology world is where you get soft failures. And soft failures are where it's working, but it's not quite giving the results that are expected. I've talked about this before with heat sinks getting gunked up, right? So when I had my computer repair company in Baltimore City, you know, a lot of the houses we went into, they're kind of dirty houses. Again, from anybody. They might be very expensive houses, but just the houses are just kind of weirdly dirty. And a lot of computers, basically, especially desktop computers, essentially are vacuum cleaners. And so we had times. I had a computer that was acting really weird, couldn't figure out what the problem was, the whole 9 yards. Opened the case up, looked at the heat sink, and the heat sink just had this like slightly brown color to it, which was kind of odd, right? Because it's supposed to be aluminum. So I was like, I don't know what the fuck else to do. Let me clean the heat sink. So I cleaned the heat sink. Basically, all of this cigarette tar came off of it, plugged it back in the computer, and the computer worked fine, right? It went from being all glitchy, where like it would turn on, but it's all kind of weird and glitchy, to working fine, right? That's kind of a soft failure. If like with desktop computers, especially if they have a little case in the front, the little face in the front, like sometimes they would suck up like cat hair and stuff, and then that would gunk up the airflow. So you have the computer on, it's acting weird, you pop the side of the case off, all of a sudden the computer's working fine. You're like, oh yeah, I fixed it. Slam the side of the computer on, it starts acting weird again. Not dead, but right, that's a soft failure. Soft failures fucking suck, because it's like, I know this isn't working quite right, but it's not broken. And so the thing to be thinking about, right, with these auto manufacturers, if they cannot get the chips, that is a hard failure. Right? It's a bad hard failure, but it's a hard failure. We cannot produce vehicles without the chips, period. Is what it is. What happens when Nexperia starts sending chips they cannot guarantee either the quality or the authenticity on, and these are going into vehicles, right? This isn't even like, oh, you're gonna go buy a $300 100-inch TV. What the fuck did you expect if you're getting a 100-inch TV for $300? Man, if it lasted you a month, you should be happy, right? That's kind of fucked up, but you're like, okay, whatever. Man, you might be going out there, right? Car prices right now, the average car price is something like $48,000, right? You're gonna spend a minimum, probably average of $48,000. You're gonna go anywhere between 5 to 10 years in debt to buy that vehicle, and the chips in that vehicle may not live up to just basic quality control, and you have no idea whether they're going to be authentic or not. So yeah, Trump administration securing America's supply chain since 2025. So yeah, this could be This could be a nasty. This could be a time bomb of problems, right? Because again, these companies, right? These companies have employees. These companies are important. They're doing billions and billions and billions of dollars in sales. If they can get their hands on chips, it'd be really hard to say no. So whoever decides to start shipping with the chips, they're going to be successful in the short term. But then think about how many people are going to buy these vehicles with highly questionable components. And when the fuck does that time bomb go off? And when the time bomb goes off, are the car companies going to deal with it? Or are they going to be like, oh no? Because again, you think about that with weird failures too. Like if you're dealing with a large vehicle, right? You can have flow charts. You know how things fail. Right? Okay, if you see these things, this has failed. If you see these things, these have failed. But that's with qualified, authentic parts. Like what happens when you put unqualified, unauthentic parts in and they start sending out like fucking weird ass signals? Like literally think about this. For the repair people, will the repair people have the knowledge base? Will there be the institutional knowledge within the repair facilities to actually understand what the fuck is breaking? So yeah, anyways, this is the stupidity that goes on, my friend. Someone started being stupid, not knowing what it was, and they kept on being stupid because it's 2025. It's 2025. So what do you think about this? What do you think about a Nexperia saying they don't know when and if they'll be able to ship parts, but if they are able to ship parts, they will not be able to guarantee quality or authenticity. What do you think about these parts going into cars, going into vehicles? What do you think about us winning this trade war with China? Are you tired of winning yet? Put your thoughts down below. If you like these videos, give us a thumbs up. If you hate these videos, give us a thumbs down. Call me amazing, call me a dumbass. Just be a real Lutnick and do it down there in the comment section. By God, your comment should be able to bench press the way an American cow is able to bench press. That's how strong I want it to be. Anyways, as you know, what I actually care about is Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com. We're doing a class on AI and SQL tonight. Woo! In Durham, North Carolina. Literally after this, I'm going to drive 3.5 hours to get there. If you're interested in classes, go to Silicon Dojo, silicondojo.com. Do remember, free to the end user is not actually free, and printing piles and piles of workbooks sure as hell isn't. Staples does not accept passion as payment. So if you'd like to throw a couple of dollars in the donor box link down below, that would be ever so lovely. And with that, see y'all later.